see the passion in Jace and the way he speaks. And we've all got it because it just is so surprising that these experts, physios, surgeons, people taking these results is their first preference, even in elite professional sport, is still being told to rest.
Yeah.
And they've been resting for 6 months, sometimes 12 months.
And then they return to
and
sport
they return and
back.
they're still in pain. The reason we're passionate about it is because we know we have the solution. We've got the remedy. We've got the key. Treat it. And instead of being out for 6 to 12 months and coming back and being 6 to 12 months down the track, we could get this done in just a couple of sessions.
Yeah. Hey guys, Jason and Darcy here. Today I'm doing a treatment on osteitis pubis and groin pain. So if you're suffering this condition, you'll know all about it. So quite often there's two presentations. So you can have pain up in the adductor, so high up in the groin where the muscles attach there, or sometimes at the base of the abdomen. So these are the two common areas that people get it. I'm going to get into the treatment and then I'll continue talking about it. So the first point we normally go to is the adductor. So this is where our adductor, magnus, brevis, longus all come in and attach. So we're trying to get high up into those attachment points. So we're not treating down here into the muscle belly. We actually want to get to where the pubic bone is and where those muscles attach.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly getting with the broad part of my elbow, so we're not too sharp to start with. So don't be too scared. We're going at the pace that you can tolerate. So we're slowly sinking in. And I'm using the gracilis muscle as well as another one that is a key for this area. Yep. And we're just sinking in around that gracilis. So the reason I'm doing this video is it's 2026 and there are still people out there that are telling clients with osteitis pubis to rest. And that is the only thing they're doing. Rest and then return to exercise 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months later, and the pain comes back. I had a client this week, that's why I'm doing this video. He had had it in the past and took a long time to get rid of it. Eventually found someone that did do this similar treatment, smashed his groins and his hips and everything, fixed it. But he'd been through the ringer, he'd seen a lot of people and so many people told him, oh, rest and here's some exercises, and then it just lingered on. So if you're struggling with osteitis pubis out there and you're watching this video, if you're a professional, an amateur sporting player, or just mum that's struggling with pubic bone post-pregnancy or something like that, you need to get treatment, all right? You need to clear that pain and dysfunction first, because what happens with these tendons in here is the adductors are trying to either stabilize the pelvis if there is a weakness and an imbalance around there. So there can be the glutes, which are the powerhouse for hip extension. If they are weak, your adductors will overwork and try and stabilize and really create more movement through the pelvis. So you need the adductors to be treated, all right, if they're overworking. Otherwise, sometimes the adductors are weak and unstable and they're not supporting the pelvis enough and it's getting too much movement through there, and that's where you can get this shearing effect on the pubic bone, all right? So there's two presentations that can happen, and we can identify that through a quick assessment and discussing where your pain and symptoms are. But yeah, you can't just rely on resting to fix this. You need to get in where this scar tissue and the adhesions have built up and melt that down, all right? So that's why we're sitting in here. And as I've been working into DARS here, I've just slowly sunk in further and further. So I'm probably at about 60% now, where when I first started, I was at sort of 20 or 30% pressure because it is quite a sensitive area, as you're probably expecting. But yeah, then I can just slowly change my angle. So if you just come so your side onto my hand there, Leo. So sometimes just by pivoting my elbow like that, I can hit more into that pubic bone. So some people have pain right into that pubic bone. Sometimes if I pivot that way, it's more still hitting pubic bone, but the tendon of that muscle a bit more. So some people it's more when I hook up under into that muscle there. So it's all these little minute movements that we're trying to do to access where your pain and irritation is coming from, okay? But the main thing I wanted to get across is that you need to get treatment. Yes, exercise and correcting the imbalance is important, but if you don't get treatment first, you're still going to have that imbalance around the pelvis because these muscles are still going to be guarding, they're still going to be tight, you're still going to have the pain. So you need the pain to be treated, and the muscles that are solidified and hardened, you need that to be melted down, because then you're actually able to better activate the muscle that you're targeting, okay? So if you're targeting the adductors and you're trying to strengthen them, but you've got this block in there, you're not going to be able to target it and strengthen it properly. You're going to be strengthening it through an already shortened range, or vice versa, if you're trying to strengthen the glutes, but your adductors are still sore, still tight, still overworking, you're still going to be recruiting these guys rather than your glute. All right, so treatment first.
Oh, yeah,
Clean
good.
first, build second.
It just, you can see the passion in Jace and the way he speaks. And we've all got it, because it just is so surprising that these experts, physios, surgeons, people taking these results is their first preference, even in elite professional sport, is still being told to rest.
Yeah.
And they've been resting for 6 months, sometimes 12 months.
And then they return to
and
sport
they return and
it's back.
they're still in pain. The reason we're passionate about it is because we know we have the solution. We've got the remedy. We've got the key. Treat it. And instead of being out for 6 to 12 months and coming back and being 6 to 12 months down the track, we could get this done in just a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
And start strengthening and treating and, create some sort of something to look forward to and getting them back playing sport a whole lot quicker than, taking a whole year off.
Yes. And I want to preface this by saying, sometimes you need to rest, all right? Sometimes you need to rest from what is aggravating your issue. So, yes, you might need to, if you're in footy season or something, you might need to either dial back your load or your intensity, but you don't need to rest completely. So don't just stop and do nothing and that's all you do. So it's resting from what is aggravating your pain, so sometimes, or dialing back the intensity.
Load management.
Yep. And then we can gradually increase again once we've restored balance around the pelvis.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add that, because it isn't just, okay, I don't rest, I keep going through 100%. So you might need to have a few weeks or month or however long of just sort of dialing it back while you're correcting that imbalance.
Focusing on a few strength things.
Yeah.
Focusing on your adductors overactive and short and tight, or are they long and weak? That really gives us an understanding of, does it need strengthening? Does it need more treatment? Is it your core? Is it your glutes? Is it your hamstrings that need focus? But yeah. Just
so once we've pinned and held that, so I've probably been there for 5 or 10 minutes now. I always go longer in videos than I expect. Another area we can treat is more the adductor magnus. So a different way I can hit that is I'll flip my body around, and what I'm going to do, I'm still hitting that similar sort of position, but this time I'm going to push down towards the table.
Oh, that's tight on me. It's good, Jace.
All right, so I'm more pushing in towards the femur rather than the pelvis. And adductor magnus is one of the key muscles that we treat here. If you've followed us for a long time, you would know we love treating adductor magnus because it has so many implications in pain and dysfunction in the body, and quite often it does get overlooked. But it's such a powerhouse muscle, and especially with osteitis pubis, you need to have it worked. And again, we're just trying to work with your pain tolerance. I'm probably going a bit harder there for
you're not,
Das.
man. No, it's perfect.
But we're finding that balancing act where it's uncomfortable, but it feels good. It feels like it's accessing your pain, and we're able to actually open it up and release that tension.
No, I want it. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, just there. Whoa.
And we don't have to do any strokes or any movement there. A lot of this stuff, it is a chronic osteitis pubis, it is just pinning and holding and melting. So we might spend half an hour just targeting this adductor and this groin and pelvic area because that's what it needs. So it's not just a 5-minute in and out and doing strokes through the adductors. Sometimes we do need to eventually move through there, but it's at the start, it's just targeting the source of the pain, which is up where this adductor attachment point is.
Yeah.
Melt that down, and then the whole adductor will be able to function better from there. Where if you start and treat just the belly of it, you're missing where all that dysfunction is starting from.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so once we're happy with the adductors, the second point that a lot of people get. So to find this area so I don't have to reveal too much for Das, can you just palpate your pubic symphysis?
Yeah, sure.
So this is the muscle. If you flip around, Leo, we'll just quickly show. Pubic symphysis is this area here. So when we were treating the adductors, we were more treating through the pelvis this way, and then we can work our way up there, and now we're going to get where all your abs come and attach into here. So we can either treat on top and push down and get those abs, sorry, bones, or we can treat here in this little squishy bit there, all right? And we're not moving it like that, all right? So there we go.
How's his jaw?
Oh, mate, I reckon he just broke his arm as well, so I'm sorry about that, old bones.
Mine's right, yeah.
Okay, so this is important if you're a practitioner or if you're a client wondering. Yes, I normally get the person to palpate just so we know where they are, and this is quite a sensitive spot. So we only really treat this spot if someone has osteitis pubis. You don't need to treat this area if there's no issue there. So we're just slowly sinking in. So I'm more into the abs at the moment. So I've sunk straight down, but then I can angle back on top. Das has a little bit in there actually.
I do.
So
I do.
maybe did a big ab session or something, or
Just
back into the footy season yourself. So a bit of shearing forces going through there with kicking and running and changing direction. So, and we're just slowly pinning here. So again, it's just another one where we're not doing too much movement, so it might not look that interesting on camera. But yeah, it's doing plenty under my thumb here.
Oh, yeah.
So we can just work around. So I'm on top of that pubic symphysis now.
Oh, yeah.
Pushing into more the abs, but then I can actually roll and be more into the front side of it now. So that's quite sharp and quite nervy, where when I go more in there, it's a bit more muscular and uncomfortable, but so it's just finding, again, getting feedback from the person on the table, which one feels more relevant for them. So you might have one or you might have both of these. Typically it's, if it's more chronic, you do end up getting it maybe in both areas. If it's more just at the start, you might just have one and the other might feel like a little bit tight. So it is always, if you're starting to feel any sensations in the groins, get them treated first. Don't think, oh, maybe I'll just push through it and it'll go away. Because that's when you get a few weeks down the track and you're in pain, you're lacking power and you're kicking or you're running, or even simple movements of like turning your body around. You get,
Getting up out of bed.
Rolling over in bed.
It can be really debilitating. I wouldn't want to have it. I'm glad we know how to fix it. But
All right, and we'll slowly sink out of there. Again, we can spend longer on that if we want. The next area I'll go to is hip flexors. So hip flexors have such a big role on the pelvis. If you followed, as I've said before, if you followed us, you know we love treating hip flexors, so iliacus and psoas. So I'm just going to sink in beside the abs. So again, this is aiming at correcting that imbalance around the pelvis. So if the front side of the pelvis is really tight and anchoring and pulling and you're lacking strength through the posterior chain, your glutes and your hamstrings, then we want to release off all this tension at the front of the pelvis here. So then we're able to better actually activate through the glute.
Yep.
Nice. And again, sometimes you can get some referral pain from the hip flexors. It might be into the quad, it might be into that pubic area. Sometimes guys say, oh, it's going into my testes and my balls and that sort of thing. So that can be quite a common referral pain. So,
Yeah, it's funny, but it's a common one. People can get pain under there and it can be their OP and they worry about it. What is it? And tight hip flexors, tight groins.
Yeah. Not to say maybe you should get it checked out if there is.
If you've got to do that first.
Do that first, but if it's not anything serious, then it might just be some dysfunction around the pelvis, either hip flexors or adductor related.
Oh, that's good, Chase. Oh, that's good.
Even sometimes the lower back can refer into the hip flexors and have a role with osteitis pubis. So we might not get to lower back today, because we're just going to demonstrate the front side of the pelvis. But yes, lower back, our classic lower back money spot, would be included in some of the OP treatment, maybe down the track. If we've worked all the groins and there's still some lingering stuff going on there, we might look at the posterior side. And just pinning there. Yeah, so once we're happy with our treatment, then we also start to integrate some strengthening exercises. So that is another important part. As I mentioned, clean first, build second. So once we've got a couple of sessions of just clearing out that solidification, that tightness, the pain started to decrease, or has virtually gone, depending on how chronic and how your case is presenting, then we can start to look at adding in some strengthening. And we like to go with more of a global approach first, because generally the patterns that I've seen with osteitis pubis is, lacking strength in the glutes and the hips, and lacking that stability. So starting off with deadlifts and building up that strength throughout the whole body, because deadlifts targets the areas that are typically weak with a lot of osteitis pubis presentation. And then also our wide stance power squat. So we get a really wide base of support and we're starting to load those adductors, but we're also strengthening them in a lengthened position. So you're starting to really put some stress and some strain through that adductor region and that pubic bone, but you're loading the adductors in a healthy way. So they're generally two areas that we start with when we move into the strengthening phase, but we can also do some more specific adductor and glute related exercises. So if you're out there and you're suffering and you haven't added in any of those two exercises, I would suggest doing those. If you're unsure how to do a deadlift and a squat, have a look through our channel. We have done videos on our deadlift and squat technique before. So I'm just moving on to iliacus now, another key hip flexor muscle. Again, not a fun one to get done, but relevant for osteitis pubis.
It's sore, but
It's sore, it's uncomfortable.
I'm just tight in there as well. Yeah, it's good. My psoas had so much in it, hey?
Yeah,
It was
heaps.
Heaps, really tight, referring into my hip.
What I didn't show with the psoas is we can do some active and passive release, so we can get Das to start moving his hips through different ranges and things. So sometimes we feel like you just want to pin and hold, but other times we want to get some dynamic movement through the hips. So that's something we can start to add in. Pretty rough to get into an iliacus and ask him to do straight into active, but he loves it, so we're all good. All right, for video's sake, I'm just going to move on and do one more area. I'm not going to do a stroke, but we would do a stroke. So the quad is another key muscle group to target. So keep that tucked in there. So I'm just going to start up in this hip junction here. So the hip crease, we're going to sink in there. So again, quads can be quite overactive and taut and tight.
Yeah, a bit taut.
Taut.
Oh, yeah.
I taut. I taught to be tight.
It's tight as a tire.
And so just pinning into that rectus femoris, your main
Excellent.
quad muscle, but we're also getting pectineus, a bit of sartorius. Yeah, a lot of muscles that intersect through this hip crease. We can even start to get deeper into where that iliacus and psoas come in and attach to that lesser trochanter. So an important area to target this one.
Oh yeah.
And then I would start to work all the way down the quad, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to sit here and pin this area. Again, taking time. All these strokes are aimed at melting and softening and realigning the pelvis, so we're not doing too many flushing strokes in this sort of treatment. It's very much getting in and breaking down that tension. And sitting there. All right, so there it is, guys. If you're struggling with osteitis pubis, book in a session and come and see us, or if you're a practitioner and want to learn how to treat osteitis pubis, book a call with Das or Aaron and have a look at our bodywork course. It might just be what you need to do. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Done. Oh.